Many cultures worldwide tell stories about colossal human beings that perform incredible feats and are seen as gods by the people they walk among. Join us today as we try to separate myth from fact with 7 mysterious cases of human giants. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to They Will Kill You. Hit the like button and request any topics you'd like to learn about in the comments section below. Number 7. Giants of Catalina Island. In the 1920s, amateur archaeologist Ralph Glidden claimed to have discovered evidence of a giant race of people that once inhabited Santa Catalina Island, located around 22 miles southwest of Los Angeles. His theory was that a race of fair-skinned, blue-eyed people with an average height of 7 feet once lived on the island, and that they'd been worshipped as gods by the locals. He based his claims on numerous artifacts and bones unearthed from the island. The giants had been buried in ceremonial fashion and elaborate urns. The largest bones discovered belonged to a male standing over 9 feet tall. There's little in the way of hard evidence supporting Glidden's claims, and most of the support to his theory is circumstantial and comes from people who'd allegedly seen the bones. Glidden also claimed that he'd sent some bones, artifacts, and photos to the Smithsonian and the University of California, but both institutions denied this. Some conspiracy theorists believe that they're still there, locked away in secret, along with Glidden's field reports. Glidden wasn't the first to claim that Santa Catalina was once home to giants. In his 1913 exploration of Catalina Island, Dr. A.W. Furstenin reportedly found the skeleton of an 8-foot-tall human along with various artifacts, including a flat stone with unidentifiable symbols. Number 6. Giants of Death Valley. In August 1947, Howard E. Hill spoke before the Transportation Club of Los Angeles and told an incredible story. He talked about the work of Dr. F. Bruce Russell, a retired physician, and his colleague, Daniel S. Bovey, who in 1931 discovered a network of caves and tunnels beneath Death Valley in California's Mojave Desert. While trying to sink a mining shaft, Russell fell in one of the caves after surface soil gave way beneath him. Inside the cave, Russell and Bovey found the skeletal remains of giants who, they estimated, stood around 9 feet tall. They were clothed in garments made from an unknown animal, and the material resembled gray-dyed sheepskin. The bones were estimated at around 80,000 years old. Russell and Bovey also allegedly found what they described as a ritual hall adorned with markings similar to the Masonic order and hieroglyphs linked to those from the lost city of Atlantis. Naturally, Hill's story was met with great skepticism by archaeologists of the time and eventually dismissed as a joke. However, it wasn't the first report of a tunnel network discovered underneath Death Valley, nor was it the first case detailing the existence of an ancient civilization in the area. Number 5. Giants of the Caucasus Mountains. A Discovery Network episode of The Unexplained Files, broadcast in 2014, focused on the possible existence of an ancient giant civilization in the Caucasus Mountains in Georgia. A group of Georgian researchers heard rumors about a local herdsman from the mountainous region who'd stumbled upon something extraordinary. In 2008, this herdsman reportedly discovered a crypt built from stone. Inside were 2 gigantic skeletons sitting at a large table. The team of researchers followed up on the rumor. Joining them was Bruce Fenton, known for his work searching for the lost city of giants in Ecuador. They found the crypt, which was situated far from any historically known human settlement. There were no clues as to who built it or why, and the structure suddenly collapsed in unknown circumstances. Skeletal pieces were found similar to human bones, only much larger. Samples were inspected by Professor Ilya Vekua, a well-respected scientist, and further tests were performed. Vecua concluded that the giants must have been between 8 and 10 feet tall. Unfortunately, before a final verdict could be reached, Professor Vecua died and the bones mysteriously disappeared. Number 4. Giant of Castelnau. In the winter of 1890, anthropologist Georges Vacheur de la Pouge found 3 giant bones at the bottom of a Bronze Age burial tumulus at Castelnau-les-Lez, a commune near Montpellier. The abnormally large humerus, tibia, and femoral midshaft, which dated to the Neolithic period, indicated that they belonged to someone over 11 feet tall. The discovery was dubbed the Giant of Castelnau and analyzed at the University of Montpellier, where it was found that the bones were of morbid growth. In 1894, another similar discovery was reported near Montpellier. Workers were excavating a reservoir when they unearthed human skulls measuring 28, 31, and 32 inches in circumference, which indicated people 10 to 15 feet tall. 2 discoveries in such close proximity to each other point to a race of giant humans that inhabited the area. Number 3. Lovelock Cave. According to the oral tradition of the Paiutes, a Native American tribe, they once battled a band of red-haired, fair-skinned, cannibalistic giants called Saitika. In her book, Life Among the Paiutes, Their Wrongs and Claims, Sarah Winnemucca Hopkins, daughter of Paiute chief Winnemucca, explained how her people emerged victorious against the fearsome Saitika. She explained how, in memory of their victory, locks of red hair would be passed down from father to son in the Paiute tradition. Hopkins even spoke about a unique dress trimmed with reddish hair, which had been in her family for many years. Legend has it that after a long tribal war, the Paiutes trapped the remaining Saitika in a cave and set the entrance ablaze. Around 2,000 years later, Lovelock Cave, located near Lovelock, Nevada, was the site of an incredible discovery. In 1911, 2 miners were digging guano, a key ingredient in gunpowder, out of the cave. Buried underneath the guano were ancient mummies and artifacts. Unfortunately, they only told the authorities about the discovery in 1912, and many of the finds were destroyed in the excavation process. Nevertheless, subsequent archaeological digs in 1924 and 1929 recovered over 10,000 Paiute artifacts, as well as some mummified remains. Towards the cave entrance, archaeologists found human bones which had been split to extract the marrow, a possible proof of the Saitika's reputation as cannibals. The report, written by James H. Hart, one of the 2 miners that initially explored Lovelock, spoke of exceptionally tall mummies. Several fiber sandals were also found in the cave, some being over 15 inches in length. These findings may prove that, as the Paiute legends claim, the Saitika were indeed giants. Number 2. City of Giants. Legends tell of an ancient city of giants located in a region of Ecuador deep within the Amazon rainforest. Foreign researchers teamed with locals looking for the city and discovered several megalithic structures, the largest being an irregularly shaped, 260 feet tall, 260 feet wide pyramid, built with huge stones, each weighing around 2 tons. The gigantic structures showed signs of human craftsmanship. Their complex patterns, polished edges, and a cement-like substance that held these massive stones together all pointed to a man-made design. Objects like giant tools, such as stone hammers, were discovered. The Ecuadorian government sent its own team to explore the site, but concluded the structures were natural. In another case from 1964, locals from a remote Ecuadorian region discovered several abnormally large bones, including a complete shin bone, all of which appeared to be human. Austrian researcher Klaus Dohner examined the skeletal evidence and concluded the bones must have belonged to a person over 25 feet. No DNA strands could be obtained, but the bones were determined to have been at least 10,000 years old. The place where they were discovered translates as Cemetery of the Giants in the local Aymara language. Number 1. Mexican Giants. A photo started to trend on the internet in March 2015, showing immense human skulls allegedly unearthed in southern Mexico near a small village in Sierra de Tapalapa. The skulls suggested these giants stood almost 20 feet tall. While some thought the picture authentic, it was later revealed to have been the work of a graphic artist with the pseudonym Year of the Dragon, who entered it in an online competition from 2008. Although not genuine, it sparked conversations about an actual race of giants that supposedly once roamed Mexico, called Quinametzin, which literally translates as giant people, who are credited with some extraordinary feats. A member of this tribe, called Cholula, who was 20 feet, was credited with building the Great Pyramid at Cholula, as well as with founding 7 cities in pre-Aztec central Mexico. A documented account tells of a giant called Cilcatzin, standing more than 10 feet, who fought the Spanish during the final days of the Aztec Empire. Hailed a brave and powerful warrior, Cilcatzin repelled the Spanish forces by throwing rocks the size of watermelons and inspiring others to join the fight. 16th century Spanish author Bernal Diaz has a passage in his book, The True History of the Conquest of New Spain, describing how he was once shown a giant's thigh bone. Diaz wrote that it measured the length of a man of good stature. Author Jose de Acosta wrote how in 1586, during his trip to Mexico, locals found a giant buried under one of the farms. They brought de Acosta a human-like tooth the size of a man's fist.
Many stories of archaeological findings of giant men have appeared on the internet. The most famous of these was the story about a giant human skeleton uncovered in the desert during gas exploration in Saudi Arabia. Pictures were included linked with the Islamic story of the Prophet Hud